Okay, whenever we start dividing fractions with whole numbers, we want to keep a good understanding of what it is, what it means to have a fraction divided by a whole number. What we're going to do is we're going to go over how to understand it by looking at a picture, using a number line to help us understand it better. Then from there, we're going to take it in how can we use it without pictures, because some of those fractions will be very difficult to do with a picture. So we got to be able to do it just using numerical representation. And then from there, we will see how we can connect it to our daily lives, and we will continue working from there. We're going to use this fraction, 1/2 divided by 4. So the first thing you have to remember is that you got to make sure that whenever you're dividing fractions with whole numbers, every single number has to be a fraction. So rule number 1, you must remember all whole numbers must be converted into a fraction. Whenever you're doing the computation or just doing numerical representation, you want to keep this keep, change, flip method in mind. That might help you. That would be another way that you can use. So for example, the first fraction, the 1/2, you keep it the same. Then the division becomes multiplication, and then the flip is when you do the reciprocal of the 4/1. So we call that, you can think of it like you did like a flip, we call that reciprocal. Then you multiply the numerator times numerator, and if you don't know which one is the numerator, is the top number. Then you want to multiply the denominator times the denominator, and if you don't know which is those, is the numbers on the bottom. So 2 times 4 is 8, and that is your answer. Now we're going to do the 1/2 divided by 4 using a visual, and we're going to represent the 1/2 first, and then we're going to divide it by 4. So we divided the 1/2 divided by 4, and then you can see what is one part of the half represents. Now keep in mind that this part has to be compared to all the parts that you have. So that would be one part out of how many? How many parts do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1/8. And that was exactly the same answer that we got earlier on the other problem. We got 1/8, right? So going back, this is how you see it as a visual. Now going back to how do we do that using numeric representation. This is how it will be like. So let's do the 1/2. The 1/2 divided by 4. Remember we said we were going to be thinking about the method of the KCF, keep, change, and flip. And we must remember that whenever you have numbers, they gotta be whole numbers must be converted into a fraction. So now let's keep the 1/2, and then keep, and then change, and then the reciprocal, which is the same thing as doing like the little flip for the 4/1. We call that reciprocal. And then from here, we just multiply the numerators. Numerators times numerators. 1 times 1 is just 1, and then 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, and that is your answer. Let's use a number line to demonstrate 1/2 divided by 4. So 1/2 has been divided into 4 parts, and we want to make sure that we do the rest of the whole number to 4 equal parts, which makes it equivalent to 1/8, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and then 8/8. With this problem, we can see that when you divide the 1/2 into 4 equal parts, you will get 1/8. So the number line in this situation is much easier to see it. In a real situation, you will probably think of, I have half of a chocolate, and I want to divide it equally into 4 equal parts to give a piece to each of your friends. So then this is where you will see that if you divide the chocolate into 4 equal parts, each person will be getting 1/8. And that's where a real situation problem will come. Hopefully this helps.